favor against Impulse, and it looks like Beast is going to throw himself out there in a TBT on Tal'Darim Alt.
I think it is time to start throwing out the beasts. We need to see some beasts and some bales and some GM action and things like that.
Oh, yeah. So Beast, for those of you who have not watched him play, is a completely unique playstyle from anyone else I've ever seen. He does like his standard builds against... I mean, I should rephrase that. He knows standard builds, but he comes out with these very strange 2-base timings or really weird, strange compositions that he just makes work. And it throws the opponent off so much because they're like, what? Why is this Terran doing this? Like, this shouldn't work. But it throws them off so much mentally that it works. It's like a metagame. I don't know if I'm allowed to swear on stream, so I won't.
Probably not. A mind fork. Mind fork, right?
Yeah, it's a mind fork. Picks their mind fork and eats it for breakfast because brains don't taste very good on lunch.
Little bit of miss micro there right at the beginning by mCloud. He actually rallied his guys over to his command center, but we will see if he can. Maybe he's a little flustered after that. Maybe he is very worried about his opponent, but he is spawning over here in the top left-hand corner. Currently has won 2 games. Took out, who is it, FTaCT and then Element. And we will see. He is going up against Impulse's very own Beast. And he is noticing the different versions of this map. So there are no destructible rocks at the third for either player, but there's only 1 geyser, and it has less mineral patches. And then there's a couple other little placement things like that. So it's a little bit different, not the typical version that most players play.
Yeah, there's also usually a type of like low ground cliff walk between your main base and the third base. In this version, there is none. It's just a big open space.
Yep.
Both agreeing that this would be beautiful for the Zergs.
And if you are just joining us, thank you so much. I am Pyronia with RH Gaming, and with me is Koffel from Team Impulse Esports. You can check them out over at impulseesports.com. Follow me on Twitter. I am at Pyronia. I also have a blog over on RH Gaming site, things like that. So you can stay up to date. Yes, I write about gaming. I've been slacking on getting my second article. Yes, I do. Yeah, my first one was all about sort of the, stigmas and things that, gamers face. And then this next one that I currently have in production is all about console gaming versus computer gaming and sort of the rifts that exist there in between those two communities. So
I'm curious. I almost want to ask you, but I also don't want to spoil the viewers so they go read it. But could you give us a little preview of what most of us are about to go read?
Well, the first one, it was really focusing on, since I am an English teacher, I see kids interact with each other all day, and I don't have very many computer gamers. I do teach at a lower-income school, but I do believe that there's still quite a stigma involved with computer gaming, just from a social aspect, whereas console gaming, it's not quite as much there. And a lot of times I am very open about being a gamer, and I do try to promote that at school because I think it's important to have, positive role models who are involved in gaming, be showing that. Better. Yeah, and a lot of my kids really have misconceptions about computer gamers. And it relates into social settings and things like that. So it's sort of all about how gamers tend to be a little bit in the closet sometimes, and there are times when I don't mention that I'm a gamer quite as obviously. So it's just sort of an interesting scenario that I think computer gamers face. Hopefully it'll be changing, but you never know.
Well, hopefully it does, and I'm so glad you're out there promoting gaming. It makes me happy.
Yes, there needs to be more girls in gaming as well, so get your girlfriends playing StarCraft. Girls need to sort of migrate away from just playing The Sims, and they need to play StarCraft.
I actually never played Sims, if you can believe it.
Neither have I. Okay. I played Brood War when all the other girls were playing Sims, so I don't know.
Oh.
Ooh, looks like we have our first little engagement. 3 Marines versus 3 Marines.
Ooh.
mCloud's getting to the tower just a hair before, so getting the high ground advantage and vision advantage.
Oh man.
And then pulling back.
It's so amazing how important that can be. And I actually, going back to their early conversation, I think this is actually an older version of the Tal'Darim. I believe
It's MLG version.
This is MLG? Okay.
I believe so.
Huh. This must be...
But we're used to seeing the GSL version, I think.
Okay, yeah.
And so I think that's the difference there.
Because you can see at the Naturals choke, there's actually a little stump that you could probably place an Overlord there, or something on that high ground that could do a lot of damage. And I actually would have loved to see a Reaper by one of these players to abuse that. That would have been really cool to see. You know, sit a Reaper right up there and just...
map for Reapers. I'm surprised we're not seeing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right,
yeah,
little Hellion coming in.
You tell them. Why aren't there Reapers?
Little Hellion coming in, softening up some of those Marines there for Beast. Looks like he's going to get a little bit nervous there and put down a bunker. However, he does have his starport up and running already. So, right? I'm not making that up. Where did I see it?
Ooh, and getting Cloak by mCloud.
Maybe I've seen mCloud's. mCloud, yeah. Cloak, sneaky, sneaky, sneaky. And just now the factory there from Beast. And I don't believe we have an eBay anywhere on the field yet. So that, depending on the timing, this could be very, very deadly. He's not really saving his scans very much.
Yeah, and here's a nice scan by mCloud, seeing exactly what's going on in Beast main. He sees the timing on the factory, and he already knows that there's a tech lab on this building down here, and sees the 2 extra factories. So he knows that there's lots of Marines out on the field, and he knows that there's no medevac or Banshee on the way. And there goes the engineering bay by Beast, but is it too late? Looks like Cloak was canceled.
Oh, it was canceled. Interesting.
Oh, and Marines almost intercept this Banshee, but they do see the Banshee. Most likely we're going to see Beast throw down a bunch of turrets in defense. I've seen him struggle against Banshees in the past, especially cloaked Banshees. But this Banshee is going to force
lucky is an uncloaked Banshee, unfortunately. Yeah, he canceled that at really close to the end. I'm a little bit surprised about that choice. Probably he just saw the number of Marines, so he decided it wasn't worth it. But the turrets were quite late. I don't know. I mean, it's still nice for map control. I guess, instead he wanted the gas for siege tanks. So, I guess that was his trade-off there. But
fair enough.
Lucky for Beast, because he has been using all of his energy very aggressively up until then for mules. It looks like he's a little bit paranoid now, so he's actually not dropping mules as much. So that could actually work out decently well in Amazon's favor.
And epically supply blocked at 70, throwing down 3 supply depots at once, and he's actually very behind in SCV count right now. It's about 39 to 50, 40 to 50 now, but he does have a significant Marine lead. But I mean, it's almost negated. Siege mode is done. There's 3 tanks on the field. If mCloud sieges up in favorable spots, there's nothing Beast can do without medevacs, which are just popping.
And mCloud is actually being pretty proactive here in planning for that potentiality of having the sort of siege tank push across the way. So he is getting Vikings already out there. So he's going to have air dominance, which is going to be unfortunate for Beast.
Yeah. Oh, and Beast is moving out with his Congo line of Marines, and McLeod is going to see everything that's happening, and he's got to be feeling pretty confident right now. All he needs to do is siege up. He is pretty low on his own Marines, but a lot of Marines running into 4 siege tanks is not,
especially since they have to go up the ramp and sort of around the corner there.
Exactly.
It's pretty deadly there for the Marines. If he comes in through the 3rd, it's going to be a little bit better positioning for him, but I mean, that's just so many Marines and so many siege tanks and that bunker there. I don't know. I don't think this is a good call for Beast. I mean, but he's not going in, so maybe he knows that he's not in a position where it's going to make a lot of sense.
Yep, and he did just scan.
It's not bad.
Oh man, don't go in there, Beast. Well, they are on siege right now. Oh,
Oh,
but he does the full stim, and if he had just run
ouch.
straight in there, I'm still not sure he
Yeah.
would have won. There's a lot of Marines there now. He doesn't have that reinforcement since he first left. He's got
So it
some
looks like he
siege
might
tanks.
try some two-prong attack here, which is a good idea. I mean, he does need
Ooh,
to make up for that worker gap there.
yeah.
So I think that that is a good idea. Getting that first Viking. Here comes the rest of the army, though. So he's going to lose all of those Marines and probably those medevacs as well. But then the rest going in, taking out that bunker.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and as... Oh, this is so good by Beast as M-Cloud pulls his entire army back to deal with that drop. Beast runs in with his other group of Marines, and it looks like he's gonna... Ooh, he's not
Did
gonna get
not get
out.
away. All right,
Oh, man.
so let's see. Was it worth it? He did shore up the gap a little bit, so he's currently 2 workers ahead, but he lost, I mean, almost all of his army there. So I don't know. I mean, he's still up on Marines, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna put
Time will tell.
M-Cloud... I'm gonna put M-Cloud ahead right now as he is floating down his third command center as Beast is just starting his. And as
Right.
long as M-Cloud transfers some workers here, even though they're about even on SCV count with actually Beast in the lead, M-Cloud is going to have significantly better saturation in
Ooh,
his
and
Z
here's our next
transport system.
engagement. Oh, good. Yep, Beast needed to get those
Oh, but
sieges
he needs to get
up.
back. Ooh,
Oh,
one.
one little pot shot there.
They are going to get healed up. Not going to take a
Lots more
lot of...
medevacs there for mCloud, though. It's just going to give, Beast lost a lot of medevacs. He
Yes.
lost all 4 that he had there, unfortunately. Or I guess maybe he kept this one, but he lost a lot, so he's behind. So he's going to have to be more careful about his stimming. We do have a high ground and Halder Air and Del Naga Watchtower advantage here for mCloud.
Yeah, but still no attempts at dropping right now. Oh, Beast is going to attempt to drop right now. But if mCloud was watching Beast's army very well and the mini-map, he would have seen that a drop just went down. Oh, and mCloud is going to throw up a couple more turrets, but they're going to be a little bit late. Beast is going to run into that one missile turret there. Ah,
Oh,
he
and
just misses
evades
it.
it. Very nice. Taking out a couple other missile turrets. So that's going to just be obnoxious.
Hmm.
mCloud's going to have to send a few things up here to take that out, taking out all those turrets.
Oh, and
And
he's going to...
load
Ooh,
up and get out?
no,
No.
just going to...
But he does save the medevac, so that is a little trade-off there.
Yeah.
So not too much damage, but really it's more annoying than anything. And in the meantime here, he has managed to get quite a income lead. He's up to 67 harvesters compared to 58. So, he has been able to use that income advantage. And it did force, I think, more unit production out of mCloud
Yeah. And
versus the SCV replenishment.
I'd love to see Beast throw down even a 4th. He's actually got a lot of SCVs right now, oversaturated at his natural and his 3rd. So he can support a 4th command center at the moment. mCloud has really good sense right here. He's going to throw out Marine to scout for that 3rd. And it looks like mCloud is going to try to push forward. He's actually going to push forward at perfect timing. Both players unsieged.
Unsieged.
Oh, and mCloud's going to get the first
Nice
siege.
concave.
Oh man, it looks like Beast is going to get totally destroyed here.
Annihilated there.
Ouch, and I really think that's game. Very good move by
I think so
mCloud.
too. Well, and he does have +1 already to his, vehicles, whereas +1 is just now finishing for Beast, so he didn't have it in that battle. I think that made a huge difference there.
There's not a lot of Marines right now to protect all these tanks. A nice pickup and drop could destroy them all. Right before, there's a few Marines sitting right outside of, right behind these tanks, and I'm not sure why mCloud isn't going to bring them up to help protect them. He really needs to bring them before Beast decides to make that move, but I think Beast is a little bit scared right now. It is a risky
and that's
move,
a beautiful spread there with those tanks. It'd take a lot of Marines to get through that.
he needs to do something drastic here.
He does. He needs to do something. He is going to lose that supply or that command center as well as more of those SCVs
Not gonna
taking
lift
splash
it?
damage.
Oh man, Beast didn't lift his command center. And it looks like he is going to try to push forward here, but all the Marines coming down this down this ramp into stimmed Marines and extra tanks.
And there you go, GG. So yeah, I mean, really nice choices by mCloud there. Great choice in upgrades. He did get a little bit lucky perhaps in his timing, but he was doing a nice job of dropping scans and really having a great awareness of where Beast's army was there, unfortunately.
Yeah. Just beautiful timing with that push forward. It's really what it's all about. TVT is all about positioning, and when it gets into that tank marine composition, it's all about the timing, man. All about the timing, Pyronia.
It was all about the timing, but part of that is knowing how to make the timing for yourself as well. And having good map visibility, having good positioning is just so critical. So he made sure to have that timing. That was unfortunate there. So let's see, that puts it at 3-1 future talent. So whoever Impulse brings out needs to be a beast and more beast than the beast to win this series and bring it back. This is game point for future talent.
Yes. Yes. I think it's time for Bales.
Bales or some GM action or something along those lines. Well, I don't know if he's on, but...
Oh, he's just lurking.
He's lurking. He's waiting to pounce.
Yep. Pyronia, I really want a ladder. I want to see what I can get into. I'm hoping I get into a weak diamond division, so I can get those beautiful stars on my
a weak diamond. Such high aspirations there for yourself. I don't want to get into a strong one. I just want to get into a weak one.
Well, I know I'm going to get into diamond because I remember a few seasons back, I hadn't played for a while. I'm like, man, I'm just going to botch this game and try to get into like gold so I can kind of like smurf a little bit and feel all high and mighty. But when I did that, I ended up getting into a diamond division anyway. I was like, well, this is dumb. It's like
it takes a long time for your MMR to decay, actually. So
I have noticed. I'm kind of
you
upset
sort of have
about
to
that.
actively try, I think.
Yeah, I believe my MMR is most likely probably a low diamond. But
side note to you guys, this season they're changing the way that when you play on ladder. You'll play.
How so?
There's more variation now in the opponents that you'll play. Yeah, you could play like up to another whole league, like even further down or something. They're saying they're loosening it to see how it goes, because they don't always think that you should always play somebody like right on your skill level. So some games you play, you'll like easily beat your opponent, and other ones like you'll probably get demolished.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, they're just going to try it out for a time, and then if it doesn't really work, then they're going to stop that. But they want to see, because they think that sometimes there should be a bigger variation so that you don't always have to stay like so focused on the game. I guess some players are complaining that they're just like, you try to play for like 3 or 4 hours and you're just like straight on the edge like the entire time trying to stay focused. So anyways, I thought that was a cool thing to see how it'll work out.
I'm glad you told me that, Marine, because I did read a tweet by Idra earlier today. He's like, what the hell did Blizzard do to ladder? And I was like, what? Now it all clicks.
Now he plays people that are way harder than him, and he's like, dang, why am I losing so much?
Right.
JK.
Hey, did Future Talent switch their name tags?
Oh yeah, that was my other side note. Sorry, guys. Apparently, Future Talent has become some other team. MYI?
Oh.
Okay.
MYI, FYI?
FYI. Oh yeah.
Thanks
for telling us now. Jeez.
I started wondering, do we know what that stands for?
I can ask.
Well, if you don't know off the top of your head, we can ask just as easily. It's making you do it.
Yeah, so I don't get fallen into this Future Talent has lots of future talent trap again. It's so embarrassing.
Do they no longer have future talent?
You just blew my mind.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, my bad. My bad.
Give me a minute while I go collect my bits of my brain around and grab a glass of water.
Apparently, it's going to stand for my intent.
My intent is to have future talent.
Oh, wow. I just finished picking up my brain and then you blew it to pieces again. But seriously,
but it's more than just one person. It's like our intention to be like OAI. Our intent, my intent.
Wow.
I don't know. My intent beyond. Sort of sounds like what you do with fortune cookies, and you always add like in bed to the end, but it's actually funnier to add not in bed or except in bed. It's actually quite a bit funnier to do that.
It turns out I had a glass of water in my room already.
How convenient. I was wondering. Yeah. I guess you could have. I used to work at a real estate agency for a while, and I got to go and visit those really $1 million houses. And the best house I saw was this one that had this master suite, and then right across from where the bed sits, there's a wet bar. So you can just wake up first thing in the morning, go over there and pour yourself a scotch.
Wow.
I know. I'm like, because that's what I want to wake up to is a wet bar right in my face.
I don't know about you, but I would love it. Maybe if they put some Twizzlers on there. No, my Twizzler obsession is actually good.
Twizzlers in a full bar. There you go, a mini bar, and you just need a strip bowl, and then there you go.
Oh, all right, there we go.
When you become uber wealthy, that's all you do is sit around and drink all day.
Exactly, in your bed. You don't even need to get out of bed. You just have your maid or whoever grab us. I don't know. And
then you have your beautiful 23-year-old model girlfriend strip pole on the side while you drink from the wet bar at 9 a.m.
I know, and I was like, well, maybe they're gonna put their bed somewhere else. But where their windows were, the only place you could arrange the bed was right across from the wet bar.
Oh.
I don't know. And but the thing was, that house, it was $3 million, and it still sold before it was constructed. And I was like, that was the selling point, that got some millionaire out there. They're like, this is what I want right here.
Right.
The feature I'm always looking for in a house.
Once you get to that status, it's all about impressing your peers. So when your peers come up and say, yeah, I wake up and drink scotch in the morning, what do you do? They're like, I have a golf course in my basement. I'm like, oh, crap.
Actually, we had this revelation that my entire extended family, we could all just have lived quite spaciously in the basement of the house.
Oh my goodness.
Let alone anything else. Yeah, it was something like a 6,000, 7,000 foot house. It was huge.
What?
I know.
How big is an acre?
I don't know. I don't know how big an acre is actually.
Someone's gonna be very mad at us for saying that, but you know what? I'm very sorry.
Not knowing how big an acre is?
Yep.
Acres are an outdated form of measurement, really.
Oh, yeah. Just like inches and feet, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, dear. The rest of the world hates us for that, I'm sure. as they use their metric system, which is so less complicated. But oh well.
I know.
Maureen, how we doing on a new game? I want to see some StarCraft.
I know. We're getting there. We're having trouble apparently getting a hold of Bales right now. He is off. And one of our other guys is in a game, so...
What?
I was getting some information, though, from the leader of My Intent. And apparently they don't have a new site yet, but they're working on it. And right now it's still the same old site, FTaCT.com, if you want to go visit them. They are going to be switching to my-intent.net. And he's just saying, basically, I asked him, do you have any information you really want to talk about? And he just said, well, it's really a new team with the best players of future talent, art control team. Cut down the roster, and we are going more professional.
Oh, cool.
So they're streamlining it, they're trading in the Ford, and they are getting a Ferrari.
Ooh, a
right.
Ferrari. So they're skipping like the middle ground of like the Audi there, and they're just going straight to the F1 cars.
Yeah, I mean, they had the baller engine, apparently, and they were sitting in a Ford, and they were like, this isn't going to work. This 350 has got to go in something better. So they traded it in and got a Ferrari. That's my
All right,
story.
nothing wrong with that. Candy apple red Ferraris are quite delicious, so I guess I can't blame them. Although they could have always like gone for the middle ground and gotten my particular favorite and the car that I drive, a WRX.
There you go.
Nice.
If you don't know what that is, I feel bad for you, and you should go and look it up and drive one. It's the best car ever.
The WRX is the best car ever.
You know, I think it's got to be, you know, quite up there. Like, if I could, like, choose any sort of, like, luxury car or whatever, I would choose, like, a rallied out, you know, $500,000 or, like, you know, $250,000 type rally car. Yeah, Subaru WRX.
Dude, you know
All-wheel
what's
drive.
you know what's even better than like all-terrain driving, having fun rallying, is like I live in Florida and we have this major highway called I-95, and I see people that drive those really, really tiny like they're supposed to be the environmental car.
The smart cars.
Yeah. So here's the fun thing: you drive on like a super packed 5-lane highway with guys that go 100 miles an hour, and you drive in the left lane, but go like 50 miles an hour in your small little car. That is like gotta be the most exciting.
My husband and I always joke about like dropping like a really crazy like, you know, Hayabusa engine or something into one of those and just trolling people. It'd be pretty funny.
Dude, I mean, if you crash on the highway in that thing, like, you're done.
Yeah, you're done. You're done.
So, I mean, those people must have, like, a little Jesus pin on their dash that they kiss every time they take off. Like, I don't know, because that's scary. I don't know. I would never do it. I would just take, like, the little back roads all the way to work, even if it took, like, 3 hours rather than get on the highway. I'm just like, sorry I'm late for work. I didn't want to risk my life today.
Yeah, I have to agree. But, you know, that's the other advantage of getting a Subaru WRX. Subaru is actually the only car manufacturer where all of their models actually win the safety awards. Like, a lot of manufacturers, just a couple of their models have really high safety ratings, but Subaru, they actually all have the safety ratings.
Oh, it has, like, a lot of airbags?
I think they just do like really well in crash tests and airbags and things like that, and just handling. Like, I got into a pretty nasty wreck. I was hit by an 82-year-old driver. I know, who did not see a red light apparently, and he did like 10 grand worth of just superficial damage to my car, and I walked away with a bruise. I was quite impressed.
Whoa! You totally got like hit hard, huh? Just
he
slammed.
had a complete red light, and I had a green light, and like he never had a green light ever because it was the other direction that had the green light. So I went to turn, and he hit me going like 50 miles an hour. And,
wow! On your side?
Yeah. No, thankfully.
Ugh.
And thankfully there weren't any other cars in the other lane. If so, it might have been a different story as far as my injuries. But yeah, it was my little Subi kept me quite safe. So I will always be a Rex owner.
Wow, that's pretty cool. I mean, so, like, you gotta sort of have, like, that bond now with Subaru, because, like, it really saved you, sort of.
Well, that, and I can go 90 miles an hour and do e-brake turns in the snow. Like, who wouldn't want to do that?
Oh, that's tight.
Yeah, I was going to say, like...
That's why I have the Rex. I, like, drifted into the word, you know, I can't wait till there's snow because I can drift around and not kill my tires, you know.
Dude, do you ever do that cool thing when you get to work and there's, like, 2 cars and just space enough to park between the 2, and you go do like an e-brake sweet skid and just park perfectly right between the 2? You ever do that?
I try not to because, you know, as a teacher, you know, my kids already know that I'm the one who drives the Rex, and so anything like that would be too much for them to handle, and they already asked me to race, so I try to tone down my driving abilities when I'm in town.
That's funny. You sound like the way that my mom was. Like, she'll just barely push through like a red light, and she'll step on the gas, and as soon as we get through and we're safe, she's like, don't ever do that.
Well, I'm very careful about not speeding in town because I think it'd look really tacky to you know, to get pulled over like that, but then on the highway, you know, it's a different story.
Yeah. Well, we're about to get into this match. It's going to be on Cloud Kingdom.
Very nice. What do we got going?
If I can just...
Say Senate.
It's going to be Imp...
Piper?
Nope, I'm losing it right now. Duster.
Duster.
And I think he was... Under his other name, he was actually MLG.
Yep, he was magic.
Yeah, magical.
Magical. Yeah, he actually took a game off in control, so not a bad player.
Not to be underestimated.
Ooh, there we go.
Very good player. In fact, they don't even know. My intent doesn't even know, but they do know because we just told them. So I'm going to be rooting for Duster this game because I want to see some more games.
Yeah, me too. I'd love to see the series keep on going on. You know, I want to see more of Impulse, and you know, unfortunately, we're gonna have to wait until next season to see more after tonight. But you know,
but interesting enough, if my intent does or M Cloud does win this game, he will have successfully